The candy company Brock's recently released a new line of conversation heart candies featuring phrases from the beloved TV sitcom Friends, including iconic phrases like "How you doing?" "On a break?" "Oh my God," and "Pivot." So today, the three of us decided to profess our love to some TV shows and movies we're currently in love with, using our very own candy heart creations. And I'm gonna start. These are the candy hearts that I am gifting to my beloved. And I don't know if you'll be able to figure out what this is. Maybe you can, based on the blurry poster art.
Oh, I know.
Audrey, you're good.
M3gan. Megan.
It is M3gan. This is Megan. Insane, right?
Love it.
I'm sure everyone has heard by now about Model 3 generative android, better known as Megan. It is a sci-fi thriller which took the world by storm last month. I honestly don't think anyone saw this coming. But it is now available to rent and own with Xfinity if you have not seen it. You definitely need to believe the hype. The film stars Girls alum Allison Williams as a roboticist named Gemma, who unexpectedly becomes guardian of her young niece, Katie. And when Katie struggles to assimilate to her new living arrangements, Gemma, I keep wanting to say Gemma. Gemma, it's so weird. Gemma creates a life-sized humanoid robot named Megan to be Katie's new best friend. But when Megan's artificial intelligence evolves faster than anyone could have ever imagined, this dancing doll takes her job of protecting Katie way too far. I had so much fun with this movie. I can't even tell you the last time I had so much fun watching a movie with an audience in a theater. And I will say it does benefit from being in a theater where everyone's like laughing. And even though I like hate when people talk during a movie, when they're like hooting and hollering and yelling at the screen, that's what like really made this fun. It is not a movie that takes itself too seriously. It's supposed to be over the top. It's supposed to be campy. It's supposed to be funny. And I think the movie does a really great job of establishing that from the very first scene. But just in case you're expecting some self-serious horror film, that's not what you're going to get. If you think that's what it is, you might end up hating it, honestly. So expect to have fun. Don't be afraid to laugh. Point at the screen like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Actually, Megan is already slated to get a sequel in January 2025. So it's not too late to find out what everyone's been talking about and catch yourself up. Highly, highly recommend it. And Brad is telling me that Megan has 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you need any more convincing, critics love it too. Nice. Neither of you have seen it, right?
I haven't. But I've seen this version of Megan, right? Dancing. There's like, I'm assuming a dance scene, and I've seen it all over the internet. And so I did not think to put it together that maybe, because I thought it was scary, and the way that it comes across, it is, you think it's a thriller. And I love that you said that it wasn't, because I'm not really into thrillers. So maybe I will watch it actually this weekend.
Yeah. And one of my candy hearts, Bulletproof, alludes to another very like bizarre random moment that just had us all laughing in theaters. It's just supposed to be absurd. And I'm not even going to elaborate because you have to experience it for yourself. But yeah, I love it. And I'm probably going to talk about it next week on the show too. And the week after that. So, you know, get ready. This is my new Yellowstone, where I'm just going to talk about Megan for weeks on end. Liz, let's see your candy hearts for your
yes
Valentine show.
Let's go. Be mine 229. Blow my fuse, and he said yes.
I have no idea.
I think I know, but I think I'm cheating with the key
art.
Yes,
I know, because the key art is giving it away.
Oh, really? I feel like I should be able to get it then.
Is it leap year?
It is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive, David.
I absolutely love this movie. I've loved it since it came out in 2010, which, fun fact, was not released during a leap year, right?
Big
But yeah, right. But obviously it's Amy Adams and Matthew Good. And if you have not seen this, she follows the love of her life, to what she believes is the love of her life, to Ireland to propose to him on Leap Day, which is February 29th. And instead then finds Declan, who is helping her find her boyfriend.
Oh, sure he is.
Right.
Sure.
And there's lots of it's that like enemies to lovers sort of story, which, I'll eat that up. Come on. I love a rom-com. So and it's set in Ireland, which is beautiful. The scenery is great. And one of those candy hearts says he said yes, which I wanted to help you guess the name of the movie, but actually, and I won't ruin it. It's 2010, y'all. If you haven't seen it already.
Spoiler alert.
I know. She does propose to Declan at the end, and he walks away, and she thinks it's a no. And she goes to, coincidentally, just this most beautiful cliff right across the street.
Sure.
And he follows her there and said, "Hey, where were you going?" And he ends up proposing to her. So very beautiful. Love it. Classic rom-com. Lots of funny moments. And of course, Matthew's wonderful and very sexy. I'm losing the word. Oh my God, his accent. I'm sorry. I'm like, why can't I think of the word? Yes, his accent is amazing. And so, yeah, I love it. I love a good leap year.
I've never seen this.
Stop.
I haven't.
No, are you serious?
I'm not much of a rom-com person.
Okay, then that makes sense.
In
Yeah,
general.
totally.
Yeah, I'm not much of an Amy Adams person.
Gotcha.
I do like Matthew Good, though. I believe he was in Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie, which I was like one of the few people who really, really liked that movie. He's great. I think he's really underrated and should be in more stuff. Maybe he is, and I just haven't seen it, but I think he should be. And I like Amy Adams, but I've also met Amy Adams, and she's very sweet in person. So,
Oh,
That's nice.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
She's lovely.
All right, Audrey, let's see if we can guess yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
I'm gonna try not to look at the key art. I know what the key art is.
Oh no!
Damn it.
I know. Maybe we shouldn't have. Well, learning for next time. 0 key art.
Yeah.
Easy.
Liz, do you know?
I don't. I haven't seen this, I don't think, or
Okay.
I just don't know this art.
Respect Wood is a really funny candy heart to give to someone.
So many meanings. Yes. Okay. So this is Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO. So Liz, you've never seen this, and
I've never seen it.
David
Neither have I.
has
I
never
was busy
seen
watching Leap Year, apparently. The only one.
it. Well, listen, Liz, you thought you had a throwback with 2010, but this started on HBO in the year 2000.
I love it.
So yeah, been around for a long time. So it's been like 11 seasons. If you're doing the math, there's been like very long hiatuses. The show is known to be like, Larry's like, nah, I'm good. And then like 3 years later, he'll be like, let's do another season. If you're familiar with Larry David, that will make sense. If you're not, Larry David is the creator of Seinfeld. So this is kind of like a fictionalized, but not fictionalized look at his life. He plays himself. It's a little bit exaggerated, but he has a reputation for being a bit of a curmudgeon, I guess I would say.
Great word.
Yeah, great word, and very accurate for him. But he's explained the TV show's name in interviews as reflecting the perception that many people project fake enthusiasm. And Larry David is like kind of no BS guy, and he's not going to fake anything, which makes the show so funny. Like he has no filter. He says like whatever comes into his mind. He doesn't like fit into like the norms of what you're supposed to do in like any situation, conversation. He just like lives in his own Larry David bubble. So the show is hilarious. It's like the driest of dry humor. But there's so many amazing guest stars. Like Cheryl Hines plays his wife. Well, She's now his ex-wife on the show. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched. Jeff Garlin is his best friend and manager. Susie Essman is Jeff Garlin's wife, who is a hilarious stand-up comic. JB Smoove is maybe the best person on this entire show, even though I love Larry David so much. And then there's like fictionalized versions of celebrities. So Ted Danson, Richard Lewis, Wanda Sykes, Rosie O'Donnell, John Hamm all play themselves on the show, but are in like ridiculous situations. So it's amazing. I have scolded David in real life, and I will now scold him on camera because he is a huge Seinfeld fan like I am, and it blows my mind that he has not watched Curb Your Enthusiasm.
It makes no sense. It's one of those shows that I absolutely know that I will love, and I just have not gotten around to it, and I should, and I will. The same way that I will eventually watch Friday Night Lights, I will eventually watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I know that's not true. You will not watch Friday Night Lights. But let me just say, like, the last fun fact I will leave you with. This show has been nominated for 47 Emmy Awards.
Wow.
Wild.
Bananas. It's just great.
What's funny though is I have watched a episode. I watched the episode with the Seinfeld reunion that they did where they like refilmed a new episode.
Yeah. That whole like season was like a little different because that was in New York. This is all in LA. That was like the only episode that was set in New York because he was trying to like do the Seinfeld reunion. But yes, Respect Wood on the Candy Heart is Larry has like a whole thing on people not using coasters, and he's like yells at them like, do you not respect wood? Latte Larry's, he ends up opening a coffee shop just because someone opened a coffee shop that he doesn't like. So he buys the space next door and opens a rival coffee shop.
I love that.
Names it Latte Larry's. But yes, it's wonderful. And I hope it never ends.
Even those descriptions are funny. I
know.
really need to watch this. I
So
do.
good. So good.
All right. Well, you can celebrate Valentine's Day with all the rom-coms, reality dating shows, power ballads, all that you can handle by saying Valentine's Day into your remote, or check out the shows that we just talked about and the movies we just talked about by saying what to watch.